Hello everyone, I hope you're all good. Today I'm going to do a full guide on Varre's questline, which has some sick items that come from it, including the must-have headgear for any bleed build, the White Mask, and the rare weapon Varre's Bouquet. Quick disclaimer though, if you've already beaten Mohg before completing this questline, you won't be able to get the final item dropped by Varre, so I would recommend doing Varre's questline before tackling Mohg. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I've high hopes for you, my lambkin.
You'll first see Varre as soon as you enter Limgrave at the beginning of the game. Go and have a chinwag with him and he'll eventually tell you about Castle Stormvale and the grace leading you to Godric.
Godric the Drafted.
Progress your way through the early stage of the game and defeat Godric. He's relatively easy, but you can summon Nepheli Lu to help if you need to. Head back to Varre at the first step site of Grace and exhaust his dialogue where you'll be congratulated and he'll tell you to go and see the two fingers at the round table hold. So head over there and have a chat with the weird maiden and the two fingers, and then head back to the first step to see a message left to you from Varre telling us to go find him at the Rose Church in Lernia, and you'll receive a cheeky little round of applause gesture. As you progress your way through the next area of the game, which is Lernia of the Lakes, this is where you'll be able to find the Rose Church, which is Varre's next location, and you'll see him stood just outside the front. Start chatting with him and make sure you tell him that you thought the two fingers seemed a bit dodgy, exhaust his dialogue, and then Varre's going to give you 5 festering bloody fingers, which means you can now invade other players' worlds. You need to complete 3 invasions, but don't panic because you haven't got to win them, you've basically just got to turn up. Now, if you're a player like me and you don't play this game online or in PvP, all I did was go back to the title menu, connected it to online, went to 3 other worlds and let them kill me. Job done. Then I backed out to the title menu again and went back offline. There is a way you can do this in offline mode and there's some awesome guides out there on it, but I'll just pin the alternative way in the comments of this video as it's a bit later on in the game. Once all that business is over and you've invaded 3 times, head back to Varre and ask him to anoint you and he will give you the Lord of Blood's favour. This is where we've got to go and seek a maiden's blood.
Soak the cloth with a maiden's blood.
Now, there is a few ways you can do this, but the easiest and quickest option that I've found is by going to the foot of the 4 Belfry site of Grace and taking this route I'm showing you now, which leads straight to the top. Grab the Grace and then you want to head to this tower and I'll show you why. You want to grab the imbued sword key from the chest near the Grace, then travel to the first tower and use the key to open the portal, which is going to take us back to the area where we first started the game. Run up here along the bridge and you can get your revenge on the grafted scion. Then follow this route I take here because you can grab another couple of items, one of which is related to Nepheli Lu's questline. As we get to the end of the bridge, you'll notice another door is now opened next to the first door you ever walked out of. Swing a right and grab the Stormhawk King, which is the quest item for Nepheli Lu. Then you want to go through the door on the right again and grab the Stormhawk Dean Spirit Summon. Finally, you can hop over the ledge and there we are, our bloody maiden is sat right in front of us. Interact with the maiden and we now have a bloody Lord of Blood's favour. Head back to the Rose Church and start talking to Varre again and he's basically going to cut your finger off.
Now, give me your finger. Clench your teeth or something.
Lovely. You'll receive a bloody finger, but more importantly, the Pure Blood Knight's Medal.
You should have this.
Simply go to your inventory and use it, and you'll be going to a brand new area that has got some savage enemies, but some awesome loot. When you arrive at Mogwyn's Palace, head up here and grab this site of Grace, and now I'm going to show you how to get to the best rune farming spot in the game, because you can literally rinse and repeat this when you need to level up your character. Just follow this route I'm taking now and avoid absolutely everything, and you want to grab the Palace Approach Ledge Road site of Grace. Now, I'm not going to bang on about rune farming because there's like a gazillion videos showing this spot. But for new players, simply grab a bow, stock up with arrows and shoot this stupid big red pigeon and he'll run off the ledge and die. Instant runes. Bosh. Rinse and repeat until you want to level up and do so accordingly. If you've got the golden scarab, that's going to help boost your runes as well. Right, the next stage of Varre's questline is going to take us down to where the stupid pigeon is. So shoot the pigeon like you have done 1,000 times by now and don't rest at the grace. Jump on torrent and follow this path. There are 3 White Mask invaders down here, but you only have to kill this one to get the item to drop and continue Varre's questline. The other 2 are completely irrelevant. He is a little bit sweaty, but if you've leveled yourself up a little bit, you should be all gravy. Once he's dead, boom, you got yourself the White Mask helm and the War Surgeon armor set. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the White Mask helm is a must-have for any bleed build because it boosts your attack power by 10% for 20 seconds each time you inflict blood loss, which is absolutely savage on the right build. We are now into the last part of Varre's questline, but be warned, it's pretty tricky because we're going into a really high level area. So from the Dynasty Mausoleum entrance site of Grace, follow me as I show you how to get to Varre. I've stuck the lantern on so you can see a bit better in the temple, but basically follow this route that I'm taking and avoid everything because there's some seriously powerful enemies in here and it's easy to get lost and not escape them in the dark. Once you've made your way through that monstrosity, you notice a red invading sign on the ground as you reach the end of the temple. Grab and rest at the grace point and prepare yourself for a really sweaty Varre fight. Once you've rested, head up to the red invaders mark to finally bring this whole Varre quest to an ultimate end. I don't know about you lot, but I've been really looking forward to this battle because he's a bit of a sly dog if you've paid attention to his dialogue. This did take me quite a few tries because he is really quick, so make sure you buff up. When you go in, you'll notice him at the bottom to the right. What you want to do is you want to bait him to come up to your level so that you've got more room to attack and defend. Like I said, I tried to defeat him a few times, but the trick is don't get too close for him and wait for that window and land a heavy jump attack. And then once you've very satisfyingly battered Varre, you'll be teleported back to your world to see a not so cocky Varre dying on the floor begging Moog to save him.
Please grant the strength you promised.
Exhaust his dialogue for that final time and wait for him to die, and you'll be rewarded with some festering bloody fingers and that rare weapon I told you about, Varre's bouquet. Now, I have read some mixed things about the weapon itself, with the base damage being absolutely terrible, but I've also read that if you intentionally build around this weapon, you can do some serious damage. So if anyone's had a go with it, can you let me know in the comments, because I'll be really interested to see your thoughts on the weapon and how you've used it. That would be sick. I hope you enjoyed the video and you found it helpful. Feel free to check out my other videos on the channel for some more Elden Ring stuff. Maybe consider a like, a cheeky sub and turning that bell on for any up and coming videos. Cheers everyone. See you later.